I am Sebastian Enrique. I'm a producer on FIFA 14 for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. So what we had in the past or in 13 was shielding, but shielding was only, so you were only be able to trigger shielding when you were standing and with a weird combination of buttons. But what we have in 14 with protect the ball is you can activate it like in an intuitive way, just pressing the left trigger, holding the left trigger, and no matter in what speed you're moving or in what direction. So if you're sprinting, you can start protecting the ball, or if you're like standing, or if you're like jogging, you can protect the ball. And what it does is you put your player between, so when you're the ball possessor, between the ball and the defender. So you see in real life how a lot of players start protecting the ball like that, so that kind of physicality of play. Now it's incorporated in FIFA 14, and what allows you is that if you want to play more like a possession game, you can now. So before you didn't have that, so when defenders were rushing into you, you didn't have any like mechanic to start protecting the ball, and now you have the opportunity for doing it. Yeah, so feedback that we got from FIFA 13 was that the game was too fast. So it's not that the game is too fast, so the game speed didn't change in the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. But the dynamics of gameplay, so a lot of people just played sprinting all the time. That was why you see like a tennis game, box to box, and no transit of the ball in midfield, no battle for possession in midfield. So what the changes that we're doing, including protect the ball, the introduction of protect the ball, are to allow people that want to play like a slower pace game, a possession game, to be able to do it. So now you have the tools that is fair for you if you want to play like a slow pace game. Well, it's always difficult keeping the balance of the game, but it's what we do year on year. So when we're introducing a new feature or whatever it is, whatever change you make in gameplay, you need to retune everything. And more with introduction now of precision movement, that when you change how players move, truly every gameplay system gets affected. So it's rebalancing everything again. But every year we spend like probably the last 3 months just balancing and fine-tuning. No, tactical defending is still there. What we're adding into tactical defending this year is what we call second chance tackles. What is second chance tackle? So with tactical defending, it felt harsh if you mistime it, because you were done, basically. And now with second chance tackle, so there is a small time window where you can launch a second tackle and try to recover. Like, for example, you launch the first leg, and then you realize that it was the wrong timing, so you click it again, and then you launch a second tackle to try to recover the ball. In addition to that, there are other changes that we're doing in defense to improve the defense. Like we have the dynamic defensive pressure that if you play online, you will see. So if you're losing online, like a lot of people just start passing the ball around on defense, and it's really hard to recover possession of the ball. So with dynamic defensive pressure, your teammates will recognize when there are situations like this and will execute automatically more pressure. They will kind of sprint to close down the spaces. So the player with the possession of the ball will have less chances of doing that technique, and you will have more chances of recovering the ball. And then the defending is tighter, so they are more intelligent on how they mark. So there are a few things that we're doing here and there. Well, definitely the precision movement that is based on the step-based locomotion technology. It took us 2 years to develop. So it's something that if you're going to change how players move, you got to get it right. And for that reason, so it took us 2 years until we felt, okay, this is ready to go into game now. And then the other ones for protect the ball, it's something that we're still missing some of the animation coverage, specifically when you're sprinting, but it's not as difficult. It's just getting it right. So, but when you change things like movement, that's very difficult. Well, it's a good question. So we have career mode is primarily a single player offline game mode. So we try to produce content for everyone. So being like a single player, being multiplayer. So we try to produce content that will satisfy all the different ways that people would like to play FIFA. And if it is predominantly online or offline, I would say that it's predominantly connected in the sense that most people have like an online connection, and at least they can benefit from football club interaction with the friends interactions, but we don't forget about offline. We're capturing new faces, but I don't know exactly what are all the teams that we're capturing from. We'll see. So what are the new faces will be announced at a later time, like slowly, but I can't tell you yes or no. We'll have to wait and see.